When we're growing up, there is so much in life that we're blissfully unaware of, and rightly so. It should all be about cartoons and eating too much candy. Still, there are some things that we really hated when we were young that we swore we would never like them. But then we grew up and discovered that actually coffee isn't just a nasty drink, it's a vital lifeline. Even vegetables aren't half bad when given the chance. Now we finally appreciate all the finer things in life that we totally took for granted as kids. If only we could go back and tell ourselves to take that nap now. It's true what they say, the best things in life are free. Hey there, little elves. Picture this. It's Christmas morning. You're ripping through wrapping paper, and what do you find? Socks. Total bummer, right? But hold your reindeer, because before you write those socks off as a lame present, let me tell you, they're actually pretty awesome. When you're a kid, socks are like the ultimate buzzkill. But as you grow older, you start to realize the value of a good pair of foot gloves. Those washing machines and dryers are like sock ninjas, always snatching away your favorite pairs. But with a fresh set, you can finally step up your sock game. So don't be too quick to hate on those socks. They may not be the most exciting gift, but they're definitely a practical one. And practicality is all us adults think of. Have you ever tried asking a grumpy kid if they're tired? Trust me, it's like throwing gasoline on a fire. To them, the idea of hitting the hay or being forced to take a nap is basically the equivalent of being sentenced to life in prison. Sleep is for the weak, and they want no part of it. But here's the thing. As you get older, you start to realize that sleep is actually pretty dang important. It's like liquid gold for your body and mind. And suddenly, those naps you used to fight tooth and nail against start to sound like pure heaven. Now, instead of going out for a fancy dinner, you might find yourself craving a piping hot cup of joe and a cozy bed to catch some Z's in. Because let's be real, the more sleep you can squeeze in, the better you feel. Sleep is the new party, my friends. Remember those good old days when we would make our parents go through the ringer every dinner time just because we didn't want to eat our veggies? Broccoli, carrots, spinach. It didn't matter how many superpowers they promised us, we just weren't having it. But fast forward to today, and we can't seem to get enough of the green stuff. Everyone and their mother is singing the praises of vegetables and how important they are for a healthy diet. And it's working. More and more adults are chowing down on their greens. It's not always a love-at-first-bite situation. Some of us still have a bone to pick with certain veggies. I mean, who needs celery when you've got chocolate, am I right? So, while we may have come a long way from our picky eater days, there's no shame in having some veggie enemies. Just keep on exploring and finding new ways to make them delicious. Who knows? Maybe one day even those dreaded peas will become your new best friend. Kids, they can be cute, can be fun, but cleanliness, well, it isn't exactly at the top of their priority list. When you're young, you don't care about a little dirt or a funky smell. You just want to play, play, play. So, the idea of taking a shower or a bath is pretty much the last thing on your mind. But fast forward a few years, and suddenly, that shower time is sacred. It's the one time of day where you can truly relax and unwind, whether it's after a long day at work or before the chaos of family life starts up again. And let's not forget the best part. Where else can you belt out your favorite Disney tunes while wearing nothing but a smile? So while the little ones may not understand the magic of shower time just yet, we know better. We'll keep singing in the shower, soaking in that hot water, and savoring those few moments of peace. After all, who needs clean knees when you've got a clean soul? Do you remember seeing your parents constantly boiling the kettle and sipping on hot beverages? And when they offered you a sip, you probably thought it tasted like bitter, muddy water from the toilet bowl. But as we grew older, our taste buds matured, and we discovered the magical powers of coffee. Suddenly, that bitter, muddy water transformed into a delicious, life-giving elixir that we couldn't live without. It became our go-to drink, the fuel that kept us going through long work days, late-night study sessions, and everything in between. Now, we can't imagine life without our beloved coffee, and neither can the rest of the world. Starbucks, Nescafe, and countless other coffee chains have become household names, and we gladly hand over our hard-earned cash for a cup of joe. So, here's to coffee, the drink that makes mornings bearable, afternoons productive, and evenings cozy. Watching drunk adults as a kid is quite a strange thing. You don't fully understand why grown-ups act so weird or why they feel so strung out the next day. You definitely don't understand why they want to drink lots of the disgusting clear stuff you tried once when no one was looking at a Christmas party. The booze blinkers gradually drop when you get older and you realize that actually the odd tipple is something that, as an adult, we do actually need. Oh, please stop with the "it's bad for you." Any adult who doesn't enjoy a drink is simply not doing it right. Some of the best and worst times can be had while drunk, and there's a lot to be said for a nice chilled glass or bottle of vino at the end of a long morning. Give a child a taste of something spicy and watch them start to glow a brighter shade of red with tears dripping down their cheeks and the nose sniffing, which granted does also affect us big people. Little taste buds aren't built to withstand spices like that, although we do find it oddly stimulating watching them try a vindaloo for the first time. It makes sense that as we mature, our tastes develop too. Kids might think eating a fragrant dish like curry is gross, but adults, a hot madras mixed with the before-mentioned alcohol is what Friday nights are for. Another jalapeno? Just leave the jar. Extra spice? Don't mind if I do. There's nothing quite like going out for dinner and getting your horizons expanded by a mind-blowing dish that you've never had before. There are still some adults that don't like spicy food. Some of us never grow up, eh?